Right, okay, welcome back. What I want to do is to show you a bit of an update from the last video I made. So do you remember, wasn't that long ago, the 4800X that I showed you, the confused version? Because if you remember, it didn't seem to give me all the functionality that it should have given me. So I put that down to the fact that the transceiver was most likely going to be a 4500 transceiver, which this required a 4800 transceiver. So anyway, I managed to get myself one, stripped it down. It wasn't in bad condition. It was in nice, clean condition, to be fair. Little bit grubby, understandably. But what I did, I stripped it all down. All these end panels, I've not resprayed, and there's no real need to. But what I did, I actually just put them through the dishwasher. Put them on a cycle with the other dirty pots and pans, and they've come out really well. And there's no need for me to respray these at all. So what I'm going to do is to put this all back together now. So this is the 4800 transceiver. Okay, so really simple. I'm not going to go into detail about this. You've already seen it once, but let's have a go. Cool, right, there we go, all put back together. Need the antenna. Screw that into place. If you hear the humming noise, I've got my electric fan on in the background. That's what that noise is. I'll be turning it off shortly. Right, into position. Lock it straight away. Yeah, low battery, that's fair enough. Alright, first of all, a quick look. It's in very good condition. I'm very happy with that. The whole phone now is in a nice clean state of order. Right, so now, yeah, we've got low battery, but all these buttons now work. Obviously, it's not going to work on the networks, but it's a working phone, as in it functions the way it should do, just without the network. So there you go, that's a working 4800X. Right, let's power that off. Now, more news. So I've had this given to me. Another brick, and this is a Motorola 3200. This is a working GSM phone. Signal here is absolutely appalling. So it comes in and out of service. But I'm using it on O2 at the moment. Works brilliantly. It's a really nice phone to add to my collection, so that is now part of the phone collection, and I am going to do a video very soon showing you all the antique phones and the brick phones that I have. But what I wanted to show you today was something more exciting than ever. I say exciting, some don't find it exciting. I do. This is another phone that needs perhaps a little bit more work than the other phones. This is a British Telecom Transportable phone. It's pretty much a Motorola 4800. It's in quite a state. It's going to need quite a clean. I'm even scared to inhale. But that's for later. So what we have here, pretty much the same. Difference being, this has got the side switch I was telling you about. If I bring you in, here we've got the switch, which is the external and internal. Presumably some sort of battery control, so when you don't want to be using the battery, it'll run straight off the mains. That's what I'm assuming that one's for there. But apart from that, the features are pretty much the same. Again, it's a much older handset. This is now, the main difference is this is an LED display rather than an LCD. So I'll be interested to see how much of this actually works. It's never been powered up since I've had it. No idea at all what's going to happen. The antenna is slightly different on this one. As you can see, the antenna is a little bit chunkier. Same size, thins in just to the very top though. But the same principle. It is pretty much a Motorola, just branded by Telecom. So what I need to do is to replace, give it a good clean. I've got to replace this cable. Won't be difficult because I've got this old handset. This is a 4800X. I'm assuming, and obviously you should never assume, but I'm assuming that this lead, if I take this lead out, I should be able to put this into this handset and it should work okay. But that's something I'm going to be trying a little bit later. Battery completely flat. I don't expect to get any power at all out of this, but let's see what we can find out. So if I get my charger, this is the mains charger from the other transportable. Lead acid batteries, which are the batteries they used to use in these, which is incidentally this one from the other transportable, they just do not last at all. So I'm not expecting any performance out of this battery, but I'm just going to see whether anything powers up. Oh, okay. So bit of a clicking noise, and if you can see, power lights flashing on and off. Switch is on external. Does it make any difference on internal? No. Let's try power. So there's not even enough power in here to even kickstart the phone. But not necessarily a bad sign. We do have movement. We do have things lighting up. So I can work on that. I can get that battery out and put another one in. That's not going to be a problem at all. What a shame. I was looking forward to you having that glowing up. That is absolutely filthy inside. Gracious me. You see that? This is a very old phone, and it's clearly been left a long time in someone's attic. But yeah, there we have it. Okay, so what I need to do is get this stripped down and see what we can do with it. Wow, this is quite wow, look at that, guys and gals, look at that. This I'm going to have to be very careful with. So you can see the ship of LEDs just there. You can see the ribbon's looking very dry. I'm going to have to be so careful with that. Yeah, I need to be very careful with this. This is definitely a two-handed job. Right, okay, so I now need to take out this bottom board in order to be able to take out that lead, the coily wire. Okay, right, there lies the problem then. Okay, so the first problem we've got is that there's no plugs in this. So each of these wires is actually soldered on to this board. So replacing this isn't going to be quite as simple. But do you know what? All that means is it's more of a challenge. I'm not going to be defeated at this stage. So I'm going to get the old handset, which I don't need at the moment, and then we're going to see what we can do. This is the same then, guys. So here we go, slightly newer version. It's again soldered in. Now when I've opened up the the 22 and the 2700 Motorola's, these have been on their plugs. Clearly all of these are just soldered on, so that's not going to be a problem at all. Let's just cut those wires off there. And there we go. That will go back into my spares drawer. So this is in a lot better condition. Let's have a look at the compatibility then. So looking at the plug, if we look at the old plug and the new plug, you're not going to be able to see those, I don't think. However, I can see the colours, and on the far left hand side we start off with white, green, brown, yellow, orange, purple, red and blue. This new lead is exactly the same, which means I can confidently unsolder this old lead, and just by matching the same colours up together I can get it done into place. So I just need to very carefully now take this out, just looking to see what screws we have. No screws. Got a bit of a blob of glue there that looks like it might be holding something into place. Where's my driver? So yeah, if those come off, will that help? Just going to be so careful there's no screws, and I can't see any in there at all. Right, that'll do. Okay, so make life easy, let's cut off all those there. So if we kind of do these one by one, there's going to be no mistaking what belongs to where. Wonderful. So, keeping it all in order, we're going to go for the brown, green and yellow. Lovely. Then we've got the orange, purple and white. Lovely. Oh, pulled off too soon. Lovely jubbly. All right. That seems to have done a nice neat job. Let's just get this back into place now. Let's just give this, whilst it's open, a bit of a clean. That is really disgusting. It's not too difficult to clean these once they've opened up. But the amount of thick gunk that comes off some of these, I don't know what sort of a working environment this phone has come from. Right, let's get this board pushed now back into position. That goes there. Now put these retainer stoppers in place. And that should slide in, holding everything in place. Wonderful. Okay, screw it back together. Right, there we go. Now, that already is looking a lot better. Now, as you know, I would normally strip the handset down completely and give this a proper clean, including taking out the keypad. The insides looked that old and that delicate, I didn't want to take the chance of damaging anything. So I've done the basic cleaning along the joins. I've rewired it with a nice new cable. Bit more cleaning to be done on the outside, but generally I'm kind of happy with that as it is. So I just want to see whether I can get any sign of life. Yeah. So as before, I'm getting flashing lights, and it's making some sort of effort to at least power up. So that's indicating to me that my wiring's worked. I am happy with that. So once I've replaced the battery, I'm confident. Now, I'm not going to strip all of this down because you see me do it once already. So let me carry on doing that, and then in a little while you'll see what difference we've made to this device. Stripping this down, there's the switch wire and the switch. This is the cup holder, or the answer holder, the cup. There is some damage done. This white kind of clip that holds the handset is slightly broken. That doesn't affect the usability of the phone. It still holds the handset in place nicely, but it's something that does need replacing. I may well have a spare one of these around somewhere, so I'll have a look at getting that replaced whilst I'm here. Another sesh with this, because this was in a bad way. Okay, so we're getting somewhere now, guys. So what I want to do now is to get a battery so I can try this out. So I've had this one on charge just to give me a bit of power into the replacement battery. That's the great thing that I love about these phones, or at least the phones that I have, that they're all the same and compatible. Love that. Okay, so I'm taking that battery with me. This one can be fastened up again. So like I've explained before, this is a smaller battery. This is a battery that fits into the transportable 22 and 2700s. I'll just put some bubble wrap around it, guys, just to stop it from moving around and making a noise whilst it's in. So this is the first time I would have powered this up, so I don't know, I've got no idea if this is going to work as intended. Right, I'm missing something. Transceiver. So something I need to do. Just clean this aerial. It's in good condition anyway, but like everything else, it's kind of a bit manky. Right. I just spotted something there that I've not cleaned. There we are. Get the aerial on. Not that it's going to pick any signal up. Not anymore, unfortunately. That slides in place like so. Lock that. Cup in its holder. Handset in place. Right. You guys can be the first to see this. Power. Nothing. Do I need to turn that on first? Look at that. Power on. That's incredible. Let me bring you in even closer. This is really small to see. So, if I turn that off, will that help? So it all lights up nicely. Keypad works. Look how small those digits are there, guys. Just tells you that it's on. Now you've got 3 lights. So the one on the left says in use. The one in the middle is no service. And the one on the right is roaming. So obviously there's no service, hence that's lit up. As soon as you start typing. No service lights, or in use rather. That's amazing. So it actually works. I am well chuffed with that, guys. Guys, I am well chuffed with that. I had no reason to believe that it wouldn't work the way it does now. But again, the condition of this now has been cleaned with new power and everything else. I'm quite impressed with. Right, so let's get to the bottom of this switch thing. So it's on internal now, which means it's using the battery power. If you click external, it kills off all the power to the phone. So does that mean then I can plug in a charger? If I go into external, so it doesn't power up using that. I suspect that if I had a cigar lighter lead plugged into the car, a lot more current goes through that. I think that would then work. So I think that's what it's for. So if you're a long time in the car and you don't want to be kind of constantly using the battery that it will eventually sort of fail on, you can just go to external and use that as the power supply. It's charging, the lights on, everything's lit. There you go. That's it, guys. Mission completed. Another working, or not quite working phone. Look at that. What a collection. Absolutely beautiful. Right, okay. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I know we're kind of deviating away from radio stuff and my usual shack work, aren't we, really? But I just had to invite you along this part of the journey. Absolutely chuffed to pieces with that. The next thing I need to do is to clean out the bag. Now this bag, believe me, is in even worse condition than the telephone was. Yeah. Hope you've enjoyed this series of videos. I am going to do, like I say, a proper video highlighting all the old antique phones that I have. Great thing is this one I actually use and it does work. Unfortunately these won't, but look at that, absolute beauty of a phone. Right, thanks guys, and I'll catch you later on.